2011 HSBC Asian 7 Series kicked off in Shanghai. A new venue, the Yangsheng Stadium, replaced the annual purpose-built venue used in past years, and the upgrade was a marked improvement. A swath of locals and expats alike turned out in large numbers to take in the hospitality and watch 16 of the region's top teams compete, including national women's sides from China, Kazakhstan, Hong Kong and Thailand. After the first day of play, the court is shaped up like this, with Japan, Hong Kong, a surprising Philippines and China going in as top seeds. In the day's first quarter-final, Japan scored 2 second-half tries to pull away from feisty Malaysia and record a 17-10 win. On Saturday, Hong Kong looked the team of the tournament, and they wasted little time dispatching the Thais on Sunday. A 14-0 half-time lead turned into a 40-0 final score, and Hong Kong booked a semi-final date with Japan. The Philippines had the result of Saturday with a group win over reigning champs Korea, but Kazakhstan upset their tournament run with a 12-5 surprise of their own to secure their first ever Asian 7 semi-final appearance. And the Koreans, who looked lethargic throughout the group stage just a day before, turned a 14-7 half-time lead into a 36-7 win over hosts China. When we come back, semi-final action from the HSBC Asian 7 Series, Shanghai stop. Stick around.
HSBC Rugby Sevens 2011 Shanghai. That's the way you do it. Yeah!
Hong Kong was unceremoniously dumped from last year's Shanghai Sevens in the quarter-final round by Japan. So when Tom McQueen fended his way to freedom in the first minute of this year's semi-final matchup versus Japan, there was joy but no celebration. When Keith Robinson split the defence and scored untouched to give Hong Kong an early 14-0 lead just a minute later, there was joy but no celebration.
Second try for Hong Kong, number 10, Keith Robinson.
And when Mark Goosen picked up an errant pass at the breakdown and raced an incredible 70 metres to extend Hong Kong's lead to 21-0, with just minutes left in the second half, there was joy but no celebration. The replay shows that the big prop looked to be corralled 40 metres from the line, but a nifty sidestep and some sloppy tackling allowed the big man to run like a winger and finish the job unassisted. It was only with a minute left and when Anthony Haynes was on his way to Hong Kong's 4th unanswered try of the match that the players allowed themselves the slightest hint of celebration in the form of a low 5 with substitute Peter McKee. Final score Hong Kong 26, Japan 0.
Try for Hong Kong, number 4, Anthony Haynes.
Japan are probably our biggest rivals in Asia, so we literally can't say we're out of the woods until the final whistle's gone. We've had too many close calls against them. Asian Games final, East Asian Games final, so that win means a lot to us.
China versus Pakistan.
What better way for HSBC to kick off their Asian 7 Series sponsorship than with a ranking tournament in Shanghai? Organisers did their part by providing plenty of reasons for hardcore fans and enthusiasts alike to come out to the stadium and enjoy the festivities. Kids were treated to a variety of activities in various places around the stadium. and the adults were able to take in all the action while sipping on a beverage or two.
I love my beer.
On the pitch, Kazakhstan was attempting to prove themselves worthy of a semi-final spot against reigning Shanghai Sevens champions Korea. Kim Kwang-min had other ideas, taking a pass deep in his own half and racing 95 metres to put up the first points of the match. Kwang Min's inside step was all it took to spring free from the defence, and from that point on, the Kazakhstan cover could only try and keep him from scoring under the posts. The conversion failed and Korea was up 5-0. 3 minutes later, Korea scored their second try of the match. Once again, it began deep in their own half, but this time it required the help of all 7 players. Kazakhstan was valiant in defence, but every time it seemed that they had Korea stopped, another wave of support would come to the rescue. In the end, it was Kim Kwang-min on hand to dot down for his second try of the match and give the Koreans a not-so-commanding 10-0 lead at the half. In the second half, Kazakhstan continued to look for avenues to exploit, but the Koreans were as dogged in defence as they were capable with ball in hand. When Kazakhstan finally cracked, Korea pounced, and a few simple passes were all that was needed to put Jong Jung-man over, and the match was out of reach. With less than a minute left, Kazakhstan's Sherik Janzatov bulldozed his way through the Korean defence and took the ball over the line to provide his side with their only points of the match in a 17-7 defeat.
일단 뭐 라크 상황에서 많이 저희가 이렇게 카자흐스탄 라크 자체가 좀 약간 더티한데 저희가 좀 깔끔하게 라크에서 지지 않고 와서 싸워준 게 볼 미스가 많이 나서 그걸 찬스로 이어서 많이 좋은 결과였습니다.
Welcome back to the Shanghai leg of the HSBC Asian 7 Series. Up next, the women's final between Kazakhstan and the hosts, China. China came into today's final with 4 wins from 4 matches, including a convincing 31-10 triumph over Kazakhstan the previous day. Plenty of scrappy passes preceded China's first try of the match, that is until Feng Wenjuan got her hands on the ball, and then it was off to the races, giving China a 5-0 lead in the first minute. Two minutes later, it was the speedster Feng once again. From the scrum half position, she spotted space down the open side and exploited it to the fullest. Her conversion was successful, and the lead now was 12-0. Kazakhstan has a tradition of success in women's rugby and was determined to improve on their poor play from the day before. When Lumila Shera went over 2 minutes from half-time, Kazakhstan looked poised to make a run at China in the second half. The conversion was unsuccessful and the hosts led 12-5 at the break. Kazakhstan continued to pressure China, but once again it was the speedster Feng Wenjuan who spotted space down the open side and outran the entire Kazakhstani defence to score a 95-metre try under the posts. Feng's conversion gave her 19 points on the day and China a 19-5 lead with 6 minutes to play. 4 minutes later, Irina Adler crossed the line for 5 points after a slick sequence of timely offloads allowed Kazakhstan to keep the attack moving forward. When China was finally able to stop Kazakhstan's momentum, Adler was on hand to scoop up the ball at the breakdown and dot down virtually untouched, making the score 19-10. Kazakhstan's effort was too little too late as Adler's try was the final score of the match. China held on 19-10 winners.
我们是第一次在上海打了这么强度的比赛，然后今天能够取得现在这个成绩，我们也很开心。这样，然后那对手相对来说，对手今年表现的也是非常的强悍。
The China men's squad got in on the hardware as well, albeit not what they were hoping for pre-tournament, when they beat Malaysia 31-0 in the plate final to capture 5th place.
可能比我们预想的那个结果要稍微差一些吧，但是反过来说的话也正好，因为我们现在的队伍比较年轻，希望这个路艰难一点，对他们以后的成长会有更大的进步吧。
In the day's main event, Hong Kong jumped out to a quick 5-0 lead. In a near replay of their start against Japan in the semis, it was Tom McQueen scoring on a run down the near touchline, and last year's reigning champs Korea were immediately on the back foot. Four minutes later, it was Anthony Haynes who created the break with a powerful run through his opposite number, Kim Guang-min, and a simple pass onto Keith Robertson gave Hong Kong a 10-0 lead at the break. Korea came out of half-time with a new sense of urgency. They controlled possession from the restart and calmly recycled the ball through a couple of phases before finding a seam in the Hong Kong defence. Kim Guang-min burst through the line to atone for his missed tackle in the first half that allowed the Robertson try, and suddenly the Hong Kong lead was halved at 10-5. Korea remained on attack, but a sloppy ball and a brilliant flick from Shang Hing-hung gave Hong Kong possession. Anthony Haynes scooted out of one tackle, sidestepped past another and flipped a pass to a charging Rowan Varty, who pinned his ears back and finished a fantastic sequence to push Hong Kong's lead to 17-5. Midway through the second half, Korea was awarded a penalty deep in Hong Kong territory. And once again, they calmly maintained possession until the smallest of seams appeared in the defence. Kim Guang-min sliced through to cut the deficit to 17-10. And in the final minute of play, Korea took possession from a relatively innocuous clearance kick and turned it into a match-tying try. It was that man Guang-min who once again provided the impetus with a probing run and a sly offload that put Kim Hwan-soo in the clear, and the conversion knotted the match on full time. In the first minute of extra time, Korea's Han Han-kyu was sin-binned for a high tackle, and Korea's comeback hopes appeared to be in serious trouble. However, heavy pressure from the Korean defence caused a miscue at the breakdown, and the turnover ball finally found itself in the hands of none other than Kim Guang-min, whose third try of the match was the decider, and the Koreans had somehow defended their 2010 crown.
우리는 정신력이라 생각합니다. 충분히 저희보다 스피드나 파워 면에서 월등하다고 느꼈지만 다 같이 커뮤니케이션 하면서 협력 디펜스 하고 했던 게 맞아 들어간 것 같습니다.
So after the first of two ranking tournaments that will decide who qualifies for the Hong Kong Sevens, Korea tops the table with 12 points. We'll be right back.
The HSBC China Deputy Chief